Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordy. I'm here to do a general tarot and oracle card reading for you for the Pisces Collective. I've actually combined my spirit animal deck by Colette Baron-Reid with the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid into a super deck, not unlike what San Tarot does on her channel. She definitely is the one who's inspired me to do this. Just to mix things up. I'm tired of using the tarot cards with every single reading. So sometimes you might see me use this double duo deck. Sometimes you might see me use the Seasons of the Witch Oracle that I've combined together as well. So I hope you enjoy these readings nonetheless. We're going to jump right into it. So just before we get started, thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all of your love and support. So the significator of the reading is the Hermit card. The Hermit card can talk about protecting yourself, as well as seeking answers, going within. It basically talks about the mode in which we are interacting with the world. Taking a more behind-the-scenes approach to relationship dynamics, to family dynamics, to workplace dynamics, kind of working underneath the radar to avoid scrutiny or to avoid extremes. But by doing so, by avoiding all these extremes, it becomes extreme in itself. You know, this hermit mode that we always refer to in tarot readings is something that deeply becomes a space of comfort and a space of isolation. I can see in your past here, with the turkey spirit here reversed, it says, give with gratitude and grace, that your natural born innate personality was one who gave joy, who brought laughter, who smiled a lot, and was genuinely, it is very genuinely entertaining for a person at like family events and at social events. But then, you know, the turkey spirit is also something that's like taken for granted. A beautiful bird, but, you know, it ends up being sacrificed, you know, once a year for the sake of a holiday. And it is like a domesticated animal. So it's almost like talking about the wild and primal personality that you came into the world with, Pisces, as being entertaining, fun-loving, and you know, expressive. But it has progressed into this hermit mode later in life as the years have gone by. And in the recent past, we have the scarab beetle to kind of highlight that. The scarab beetle is a very beautiful creature. This card says magic works through you. This is where I see that you've had to deal with a lot of negativity. You've had to deal with a lot of people's, you know, for lack of a better word, shit, you know. You had to deal with a lot of people's leftovers, the leftover attitude, the attitude that they would bring home. It's like people would easily project onto you without even thinking of the consequences, because you're such a good listener and because you're such a bright spirit. It's like this expectation from people for you to uplift them at the end of the day when they come home from school or from work, you know, and here you are uplifting, and basically shining back your enthusiasm back at them, and creating this magic in the relationship dynamics that you are working. So it's like you're taking everybody's negativity and transmuting it into positivity with the scarab beetle spirit. And this is why I think you've really gone into hermit mode. You know, in the current moment it says lay a solid foundation, and I still feel like you're still recovering from the flood of damage that this type of personality trait has manifested for you. Being the person who is always upbeat and uplifting and kind and good listener, and dealing with people's negativity and just reflecting positivity back. You've played a massive role here as someone who's taken on a lot of work at an early age, and it's been, every time you work towards being this type of person, it's like you're adding one little branch to your beaver dam with this beaver in the current moment here. It's building up and it's building up, and blocking the flow of emotions and the flow of self-expression, because I feel like over time this has kind of brought your spirit down. This has hardened you a little bit and made you quite defensive. We have this brown bear spirit in the center of the reading in the current moment, which says take a time out, and the bear is quite defensive, and so is the peacock here, which is influencing this behavior of basically building up a hermit mode wall of protection for you, so that you don't have to keep transmuting people's crap basically into positivity 24 hours a day. But what's happening here is that in the hermit mode card we have this doorway that can be unlocked, and the keys are hanging from the ceiling here. And then we have this opening here in the peacock's throat. And the peacock also doesn't have to communicate directly with its voice. It also communicates with its actions and whatever it puts on display. So I think over the years, instead of transmuting these negativities into positivities, I think that's your natural baseline behavior mode, Pisces. But you're starting to really perceive what is behind people's suffering, what's behind people's behavior, and this has given you like a full span of awareness, like all the eyes in the peacock fan here. And it's really developed your awareness, what I'm getting with this cow spirit, because I'm looking at all the flowers on the top of the cow spirit's head, and it's almost as if there's been a lot of blossoming and blooming within your awareness, within your trust in the universe, and you're starting to realize what I'm here is that there's a more sophisticated way of transmuting people's energy so that it still protects you in hermit mode, but you also are reflecting back the important pieces for people instead of just reflecting back positivity every time. How can we reflect back true tangents and truths to these people so that it brings awareness to them instead of just bringing them sugar, and sweets and everything nice, so to speak. So we have the Three of Fire reversed, representing you. This beautiful person here is in their shell boat. So it's almost as if you've taken the shell that you've been protecting yourself with in hermit mode, and you're using it as a vehicle to separate yourself from what people are projecting onto you. What do I mean by that? Well, you're not getting involved in the same types of behaviors that you're seeing other people getting involved in. I mean, I'm sure you make mistakes, Pisces. I'm sure you have your own demons and all of that. But to the best of your awareness here, you are operating from a space of wisdom within that shell. And there's a sophistication and a higher level of learning and knowledge here with the Eight of Pentacles coming out in the middle of the reading. Now with the brown bear spirit above this, which says take a time out, and we have the hermit mode above, the hermit mode crowning the top of the reading as well. I feel like the universe wants you to take a break from this responsibility that you keep putting on your shoulders, because in the past it was a responsibility to be positive to everybody, and then it turned you from an outward person into some more of a hermit mode person, and then you've been building upon this foundation, and it's been trying to build yourself up while holding back a lot of emotions and feelings that could really be destructive to other people if you were to just let them loose. But you're containing those feelings, and you're still continuing to lay a foundation for yourself here, where your power is in the truth that you reflect back to others. But it's almost like another responsibility you've taken on, where you've gone from the role of like entertainer into the role of I want to say like thought provoker, you know? Doing a little bit of both as well. And what I'm seeing here is that with this take the time out, it's kind of saying, how do you want to move forward with this process? Do you want to continue to boldly and very directly and bluntly communicate the truths you've learned about humanity and suffering and the cycles that people are portraying? Or do you want to pull back into the past energies of being entertaining and positive and uplifting? How can we like merge the two into a more sophisticated level of communication here with the Eight of Pentacles, so that it's more like music? You know, it's got the highs and lows and the rhythms in between, and where your flow comes out more channeled and less broken. So that's what I'm getting from the bulk of the reading. In the fears and desires position is the Wheel of Fortune. So you are changing. You are unlocking new doorways. And this is something that is naturally evolving over time. The outcome says, let spirit be your guide. And the hawk spirit often talks to me about vision. I often wonder here, Pisces, if taking up a different tool, learning a new tool, learning a new instrument, for instance, would be the way to marriage the playful positivity with the truth, all-seeing directness and bluntness. Just like how I'm using a new tool today, these Oracle and Tarot cards mixed together. So that's an example for people who are readers, but it's all about your communication skills here. If we look at the tarot cards versus the oracle cards, you really only have 3 tarot cards, which is the 3 of Wands reversed, which is when we have tunnel vision, is what I'm hearing. And that is beneath the peacock spirit, which is saying let it shine. And the peacock spirit was that intense bluntness, the truth, the all-seeing eyes. So there's a bit of a tunnel vision there, with specifically picking up on certain traits that people have. Not saying that you're not seeing them correctly. No, you're seeing right through these people. But there is an energy here of saying take a time out, Pisces, with this brown bear spirit. Realize that you've developed this truth, this all-seeing eye type response as a defense mechanism to counteract the overtaking and the projecting of other people when they were expecting you to always be positive and kind and entertaining. So take a time out, and it's the perfect time to pick up a new instrument, a new tool, discover a new way to communicate, and realize that the magic is always going to work through you. You know, you've adapted in the past, and you can adapt now. Spirit is being your guide here, with the hawk spirit coming through. And obviously this reading is coming up for a reason, because there's the extremes between the over-pleasing and the extreme perception, truth, awareness, that you're kind of balancing between the two things here. And the 8 of Pentacles is about like marrying the two of those things so that there's more of a melody, a harmony, a music. And this is what people truly want to listen to. This is what will be more inviting for people, without being a pushover, which you may have been in the past, as in your earlier years. So I'm going to call this reading The Truth of Being Inviting. And we'll leave it there. All right. Thank you, Pisces. I'll see you next time.